After 16 years, the Above the Rim brand is finally back. And I'm super excited to show you these ones today. This is the Reebok Above the Rim Pump Vertical, which is the first generation of the vertical line. And those of you that are like me and you love this brand, you're gonna love to hear that this one is back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Kicks Reasons channel. Today we're looking at the Reebok Above the Rim Pump Vertical. This is the very first retro after 30 years that we're seeing the Pump Vertical coming back. And this one kickstarted the vertical line, designed by the one and only E. Scott Morris. And this specific model is featured in the movie Blue Chips. Those of you that like basketball movies from back in the day, you've probably seen this one on feet, not only on Shaq, but Penny as well and other players during the movie. But regardless, this is the most exciting release for me this year. Absolutely #1 release. Nothing else matters that much as this shoe. And Reebok deciding to finally bring us the Above the Rim brand, for me, is an absolute win, because this was the most iconic basketball brand in my mind back in the day, and produced tons of sneakers that you can see like that behind me. I'm lucky enough to have multiple generations from the vertical. I have the 2, I have the 3, I have the 4. I don't have the 5, but I finally have the 1. So maybe further down the line, if Reebok decides to retro all of them, I'm gonna get as many as possible. These are my favorite designs of all time, and I can't say how much excited I am about this shoe coming back. So originally designed in 1992, I think released in early 93, this shoe was on feet of everybody in the NBA that had a contract with Reebok. Players like Shawn Kemp, Dominique Wilkins, many other ones rocked this exact model, and not only throughout the whole season until some of them got their signatures, but we saw this one on feet of a lot of college basketball teams. This was one of the most popular models at the time, and for a big reason, because you can see the design. It's absolutely mesmerizing. You're gonna see them on the details. And again, this is the first time I'm seeing this shoe after 30 years. And I am just stoked that even it exists. I'm stoked that I can see this writing right here in the back, Above the Rim. This was the most iconic thing. And of course, this first lace loop logo right here. And funny enough, this shoe actually featured the old and the new logos. The old logo being the triangle with the Above the Rim, and the new one being the Competition Man, which is on the top of the insole. You guys are gonna see the insole as well. And I'm so glad they kept that detail, because it's very important. I absolutely love it. Now what's missing from this shoe obviously is the tags. We had the Hexalite tag back in the day, and we had the Above the Rim tag, which Reebok are not spending money for that anymore. Realistically, how much is going to cost that tag to be made? Probably, 50 cents, if not less, but we know how economy works these days. But the rest of the shoe I'm absolutely excited about. We don't have faux stitching on the toe box. We have actual stitching. Props for that. And that little design cue right here that a lot of sneakers carried from 92 all the way to 96, I think. I don't know who started that on the Reebok side, but that little dip from the toe box down to the midsole and then gradually extending, this was one of my favorite details on the shoe. You can see it right there. And that kind of created this sort of a speedboat looking shoe, where the heel is much higher off the ground, where the toe box are closer to the ground. So it's kind of like graduate movement. I absolutely love that design, and it's across all the models, the 3s, the 4s, and a lot of other basketball models of the time. Of course, we kept the pump over here. And this was one of the first shoes to feature a basketball pump that it's not orange. Of course, there's a version of this shoe, the black, kind of the blackout version with the little white hints that featured the orange pump. But all the other colorways, including the ones that were P exclusive or exclusive for the teams, they featured pumps that are matching kind of the colors of the shoe. Even the white and blue, the white and red, all that stuff, they had a different color ones and not the orange one. This is the last time we saw big vectors on the side. On the next generation, they are already smaller, and they have the third element of the vector. Here on that early 90s, we have only the 2 vector signs and Reebok on top of it. And one of my favorite design cues here that kind of carried through all the other generations as well is the mesh. So on the first generation, we have a mesh for ventilation right here, only on the medial side. And then on later generation 2, 3, and 4, and 5, we had it on the lateral as well. which helped for ventilation, obviously. And when it comes to materials here, we're looking at synthetic, more of a synthetic leather than synthetic nubuck. The original pair had synthetic leather underlay, which that white portion is, and synthetic nubuck on top. And speaking of that, I cannot be mad about the materials because they are very, very close to the original one. The original one, again, did not have any genuine material on it, so I was not expecting to see it, and they kept it pretty much OG with that. The outsole is excellent, a very signature, and the same outsole was used on the 2 as well because it was so good. It was working great. Had herringbone on both heel and forefoot. We have the hexalite on the heel. Obviously, it's modern day hexalite now with big Reebok writing. And this is super sticky outsole, I can tell you that. And whatever compound they use on the midsole here, it's very soft. Again, very reminiscent to the latest retros of the Shack Attack. Kind of a softer polylite compound, and you're gonna love these on feet. They're very comfortable. Another little small detail a lot of people probably did not even notice is right here on the heel. Now you see the inner line is completely black, but back in the day where your heel is, that little portion was a different fabric and was white. Now again, here it's different fabric, but it's black. And again, I'm not mad about that. You're not even gonna see that when you put your feet inside and socks. It's not that prominent, but it's worth mentioning nevertheless. Plenty of padding they created. I love the padding, very puffy, very soft. And the insole, again, is nothing to write home about. It's just a run-of-the-mill insole. There's no Reebok Athletics, but they kept above the rim and the competition man on top of it. The pumps, they're working. A lot of people complain about the pumps, but I mentioned it many times that the pump's not gonna be like the original ones. They still pump. You just have to be very, very diligent with the thumb and just keep pressing to get any air inside. And it's not going to be as much as obviously the original ones. Now officially these are releasing from Reebok very soon, in a couple of weeks I think, but some online retailers already have them across Europe, in the United States. Dick's Sporting Goods, a couple other ones have them. People already start buying them, and I did the same thing. Of course, I was so excited, I could not wait, and I had to grab me a one. But honestly, I'm gonna get maybe 2 or 3 more, just because how much I love this shoe, how much I love this design, how much I love this line and the above the rim. And I still can't believe this is back. And you see I'm wearing my vintage 1994 above the rim shirt that I actually bought in 1994. I wore it in high school. I have pictures wearing this in high school, and I still have it 30 years later in my closet. I absolutely love it. Look how big it is. Back in the day, we just wore shirts like that were big. And this is super exciting. I mean, retail $160, absolutely justified. I think $160 is the good price for this shoe. And if they release more colorways, more of the original colorways, the all black one with the orange pump, or the white and gray, or any of the P's, the white and red, the white and blue, the sky's the limit in color combinations here, because you have the underlays, which are white, and the overlay, which in this shoe is black, but in any other ones can be any color. And realistically, they can do tons of collaborations. They can do tons of things with this shoe and give us more and more colorways. And honestly, I'm probably gonna get every single one of them, because this is how iconic this shoe is. And if you guys follow my channel for a while, you know I have tons of original pairs. Some of them are behind me. It takes a long time to pull them out of the boxes, put them on the shelves, then put them back inside. But I'll continue to show you some of these vintage pairs behind me in a drop. And obviously I can do maybe a collection video and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have a little bit more time to work on these and show it to you. But this shoe is mega iconic. Those of you that are still having doubts, just go ahead and grab yourself the Vertical one. Excellent shoe. One thing to mention is on the label, RBK logo. I don't know what that's all about. Hopefully Reebok is not bringing that, because nobody liked that Reebok. That was the worst time for Reebok. And actually when the RBK came, Reebok went down and eventually got bought by Adidas. So don't do that kind of stuff. We need just Reebok, nice classic right here with the vector. That's it, nothing else. Don't do anything crazy. Obviously the box back in the day was not that one. It was the old one, the blue one with the vector. This is going straight to my feet. I'm gonna be wearing these all winter long, and hopefully I'm gonna get some more pairs as soon as they come, and I'm gonna show you all different colorways they're coming. Now, as a negative, yeah, if we can look at some of the details, you'll see on the heel here, one of the stitching is not perfect. Over the toe box logo where it says above the rim, and it's not perfect on mine. On the left shoe, it's a little bit crooked when they cut it. But you know, manufacturer defects like that, I'm not mad about. Actually, I'm so excited about this shoe. I'm completely gonna forget about this one. I'm gonna get more pairs. So I'm gonna keep, you know, the perfect ones on ice, and these ones I'm gonna definitely rock as much as possible. They are super, super iconic, and I'm gonna have them in my collection as well to continue to expand. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you're new, check out some of the other videos coming very, very soon. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.